Hey everyone, Ian here with Train Like You Fight, and this week I'm actually bringing you guys a tech review. And that tech review is over the Thodio A-Box. Now, I've never done a tech review on this channel before, but this is a pretty special piece of tech. And Thodio is actually a really cool company. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about them. Also, I hope you guys like the new intro. I'm playing around with some new stuff, and just thought I'd mix things up. So if you guys like the new intro, and if you like the video, obviously remember, drop a like, and if you have any recommendations, leave a comment. So guys, without further ado, let's bring it in, and let's get on with the review. Alright everyone, I got the A-Box sitting in the shop right now, and you guys seem to like the shop settings, so I'm going to stick with it. So the A-Box is made by a company called Thodio. Now Thodio, their logo's right back here, is a small company based out of Amsterdam, and they make some really cool Bluetooth speakers. This is probably actually one of their cheaper ones. They make some other ones with custom wood boxes. So I thought the A-Box was by far the coolest one, being that it's in a 50 cal ammo can. But you're getting a lot for the price. Now it is a pricey speaker. Mine's kind of the middle of the road one because these are all custom speakers. Now when you order from Thodio, this is a custom order, so you're actually going to get a personal email from a representative from Thodio. So I thought that was really cool that I got to actually I was personally being emailed by a representative from Thodio. And you are being put on a waiting list to get one of these, but they are well worth the wait. And they do double check that all the things that you specified on your order are correct. So just another little thing that makes Thodio that much more awesome. So my A-Box is kind of the middle of the road one. It is definitely not the most expensive version you can get, but mine has all the standard things, the dual 100 watt Kevlar speakers, and believe me, this thing is incredibly powerful. You guys were able to hear this speaker playing some nice royalty-free music over gunfire, so I think that's pretty impressive. So the features that I had added to mine are, I have mine Bluetooth enabled. Bluetooth is not a standard feature on any of their speakers. So this little antenna right here is for your Bluetooth. Now there would be one right here if I had this thing Wi-Fi enabled. So I didn't feel that I needed a Wi-Fi antenna on mine, so I just stuck with the Bluetooth. So up here is actually how you flip between the various settings on the A-Box. So mine, it has a guitar input and the Bluetooth. So to flip between those two, just flip this nice knurled knob right here. Now below it is an auxiliary port, and they actually include this professional quality auxiliary cable. So that's a nice little feature that they include that. Under it is where I can actually plug in a guitar. I'll actually give you guys a nice little demonstration of that in a few minutes. And then under here is where you charge the A-Box, and then this down here is another additional feature, and that's for some USB ports so you can charge your phone or whatever. And internally I have the standard 26-hour battery pack in this, and so you can actually get it all the way up to 72 hours, which is unbelievable. That will add a good deal of weight. I didn't feel like I needed a 72-hour battery in mine. The 26-hour battery is awesome. I actually was able to go on a 4-day camping trip, and I only charged the A-Box once during that entire trip. And I was able to charge my phone on it, I'd say about 2 or 3 times, and it played music all day long. So I think that's really cool that they include such a large battery pack. Inside here, even though this is to allow back pressure to come out, this is also where you can tell what level your battery is. There is a small LED in here. I'll roll some photos in a minute, but that LED will turn from white to red based off the battery level. So as the battery gets lower, it will turn from white. It'll go to more of a pinkish hue to a darker red. And once it's pretty much a deep red, that's how you know the battery's just about dead on it. So I think that's pretty cool. Instead of having that audio, that voice come over your Bluetooth speaker telling you your battery's low and interrupting your music, you can just visually tell when the battery's getting low. Now to adjust the volume on the A-Box, it's just this knob right here. And the believe me, you almost never want to turn this thing all the way up because it is so loud. There is a chance that you could blow the speaker, but there is actually a master control. I'll show you guys inside of here how to adjust that. When you do turn it on, you get a nice little thump, and that's how you know it's on. And I usually keep mine set about midway, and then you can adjust the volume through your phone. So they did a lot on this thing to make sure that it was the audio quality is as good as possible. So usually speakers are in wooden boxes, being that this is in a metal box, especially an ammo can. It's not an ideal way to store a speaker or to house a speaker, because these things are kind of known to shake and rattle and vibrate, especially if you have one that's not like this. You'll know that this handle is not usually stationary. They actually have two little pieces of rubber in here to hold it still. I can imagine when you got this thing cranked all the way up, this handle would be vibrating around everywhere if they did not have those little pieces of rubber in there. Underneath, you have 4 nice little rubber feet to keep this thing from bouncing around. And then on the inside, I'll show you in a minute, there's a ton of soundproofing on this thing to just give you the best audio quality possible. So we're actually going to move the camera around, and I'm going to give you guys an inside look. Now, the A-Box is a standard ammo can, so it opens like a standard ammo can. But they have added a few features to the inside of this thing to turn it into a speaker. There's a lot of soundproofing foam right here on the lid. They kept the standard gasket in there, but this thing is definitely not a waterproof speaker. They do say on their website that this thing can get a little wet, but you should not treat it as like one of those DeWalt work radios. It is not a ruggedized radio or speaker. So they have these plastic inserts here, and I'm assuming that's not for soundproofing. I feel like that's probably so they can actually mount all the hardware inside of here. Also, I'm sure it adds some rigidity to the ammo can, because if any of you have handled ammo cans before, you know if the lid is off one of these ammo cans, they are extremely fragile and they can be dented very easily if you step on them or something like that. So these plastic inserts definitely add some rigidity. More soundproofing foam right here to just cut down on the vibration that you definitely get from this thing, because it is a metal box. So there's a lot going on the inside here, but it's actually a pretty simple setup. Right here is your master control for the actual volume of the speaker. So the volume is adjusted here on the side, but the overall volume can be adjusted right here. So this is nice in case you have someone that wants to run up and crank your speaker to the max. They're not going to blow your speaker. You can cause some audio distortion with this Bluetooth speaker. It doesn't have anything to limit it besides this knob, so you set the limit. If you have it cranked all the way up and someone cranks that knob all the way on the outside, there is a chance that you could blow the speaker. So set this however you like. For me, what I did was I found a song with some heavy bass to it, and then I cranked it up until I started hearing some audio distortion, and then I backed it down from there, and I felt that was a good area. So you obviously have some extra ports right here to do whatever you may want to do to it. Way down inside here, it's kind of hard to see, but that is your battery pack. So pretty small battery pack compared to the other ones that you can get. The 72-hour one is huge. If you can actually see photos of it on their website. But overall, pretty simple setup on the inside. And there's I like that. I like that it's not overly complicated. It's honestly something, if I had to work on it, I probably could, or if I had to take it to a local shop, that I could have it worked on. But honestly, Thodio has a 5-year warranty on this thing, so if anything did happen to it, I would just send it back to them. So that's pretty much it for the A-Box. I actually want to give you guys a quick demo of how to use a guitar with it. It's pretty simple. It's definitely not like using a standard amplifier. There is no way for you to add distortion or gain to the guitar's sound, but it works as just a simple amplifier, and I like it a lot just because it's much smaller than most amplifiers, and it's also a Bluetooth speaker that can double as an amp. Alright guys, I have my Epiphone SG all plugged into the A-Box. Now some of you guys will probably notice immediately with the A-Box is it is not nearly as loud as it is when I have music playing through it, through my phone. And I have no idea why exactly that is. It could be because my guitar just won't turn up any louder. It could be because I'm using a really old amp cable. I do have this thing completely maxed out right now. So you guys will probably see the speakers moving a little bit, but it does offer some really clear sound quality. It's just not nearly as loud as it is with music. So this thing is definitely not a full-on replacement for an amplifier. You cannot distort the music through the speaker itself. Maybe if you got some aftermarket stuff like pedals, you might be able to do some distortion on this thing. But right now, it's purely just amplifying the guitar. So I'm just gonna play something off the top of my head. Nothing special. I just want you guys to get an idea of just what the sound quality is like. Alright, I have no idea what that was, but I hope that gives you guys an idea of just what this thing does sound like with a guitar plugged into it. I haven't seen anyone out there on YouTube that has done a review of this thing that has plugged a guitar into it. So I hope that does it justice. If it is louder with a new cable or maybe a different guitar, I'll be sure to do a follow-up video on this and to correct that. So everyone, this concludes my video review of the Thodio A-Box. If you guys like this video, make sure you do all the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and as always guys, remember to train like you fight.